Life, in its truest essence, is not a straight road that leads to some distant reward. It is more like a melody that must be heard and felt as it unfolds. Each note, each pause, has meaning only in the moment it is played. Yet, we have been conditioned to rush through the song, chasing a final chord that never truly comes. From childhood, we are taught to live for tomorrow, to study for the next grade, to work for the next promotion, to save for the next phase, always moving, never arriving. But the great paradox is that there is no final arrival, for the destination has always been here, hidden in the now. The dance of life is not about reaching a particular step, but about dancing itself. When we realize this, the tension of constant striving melts away and joy naturally returns. For the purpose of the music was never to reach the end of the song, but to play, to listen, and to move with it as it happens. That is where life truly begins, not tomorrow, but in this eternal rhythm of now. We often move through life believing we are isolated, tiny fragments adrift in an immense, indifferent universe. This sense of separation gives rise to fear, competition, and loneliness. Yet, it is only a trick of perception, a game the mind plays. Look closely, and you'll see that everything is deeply interconnected. The trees breathe out what we breathe in. The rivers flow through our veins. The same atoms that form the stars sparkle within our eyes. You are not standing apart from the world, observing it from a distance. You are it, experiencing itself from a unique point of view. The illusion of me and other is like a wave believing it is separate from the ocean. In truth, every wave is the ocean, momentarily taking form before merging back into its vastness. When this understanding dawns, fear begins to dissolve and compassion naturally arises. For to harm another would be to harm oneself. Life ceases to be a battle between separate beings and becomes a single dance of existence, one movement, endlessly expressing itself through all. The game of life becomes beautiful the moment you stop trying to win it. Most people play under the illusion that victory lies somewhere in the future, in success, recognition, or control. But the real magic appears when the need to win dissolves and the joy of participation takes its place. To play out of fear is to live as a prisoner of your own expectations, constantly measuring and comparing, anxious that you might lose. Yet, when you play for the sheer delight of the experience, something within you relaxes. you begin to see that even failure has its rhythm, its lessons, and its laughter. The child who plays does not care who wins. The play itself is the reward. Life invites you to return to that same innocence, to move, create, and love without the shadow of fear. When every action becomes a form of play, even the smallest moment glows with meaning. The purpose of the game was never to conquer it, but to experience it fully, to lose yourself in the dance, and to rediscover the joy of simply being alive. Life, in all its vastness, contains both sunlight and storm, laughter and tears. Yet most people try to hold on to what feels pleasant and push away what feels painful, not realizing that both are essential notes in the same song. Without contrast, the melody would lose its depth. Without night, we would never notice the brilliance of day. Every experience, joyful or sorrowful, contributes to the fullness of being. When we stop labeling events as good or bad and start allowing them to unfold, we discover a quiet harmony beneath the chaos. Suffering is not a punishment, but a reminder, a call to awaken, to grow, to see beyond the surface. Every heartbreak softens the ego. Every challenge deepens wisdom. The universe expresses itself through all these changing forms, and resisting them only creates friction. Acceptance is not passive. It is the recognition that everything belongs. To embrace the whole of life is to find beauty even in impermanence, to understand that every rise and fall, every gain and loss is part of the grand rhythm through which existence learns to know itself. You are not merely a character trapped in the script of destiny, nor a pawn being moved by forces beyond your control. You are the awareness in which the entire game unfolds, the dreamer dreaming the dream of life. Everything you see and experience arises within that same consciousness that you call I. The roles you play, the people you meet, the circumstances you face, all are movements within this vast play of being. When you identify only with the character, life feels heavy, limited, and filled with struggle. But when you awaken to the realization that you are also the stage, the director, and the light shining on it all, the game transforms completely. You begin to play with freedom, without fear of losing, because you see that nothing real can ever be lost. Every form you take, every experience you live, is the universe expressing itself through you for the sheer joy of creation. In that realization, the walls of separation dissolve, and life reveals its true nature, a cosmic play in which you are both the player and the play itself.